Picasso always had a love of the pigeon. And even it's funny because, I think it was him who was joking about the dove, how the dove is a very
it's like an aggressive bird.
Yes, it's an aggressive bird, yet we use it for a symbol of hope and peace and love. Do you know at one point there used to be like millions, I don't know how many, but carrier pigeons in the world. Like people would talk about when they would pass over where they were living, that the sky would go dark for hours.
How much emotion is in any given brushstroke?
I would say in my work at least.
Yeah, we can only talk about our own work.
I would actually say there's a great amount. The way I recreate an image or make a work, because I like to transpose imagery from photographs, but because of the way I transpose it, it's never going to be exactly like the photograph because, well, that is not my intention. Like, I love images that have an awful lot of detail so that you don't have to exactly replicate each amount of detail. You can go for as much detail as you can, but you'll never really get all of the detail. At least I won't, because that's not what I'm after.
What are you after?
I'm after a composition. I always say composition because to me the subject matter could be anything. Mm-hmm. If it has a composition, or if I can find a composition within it that is so concentrated, for me, concentrated, so that it and that's why I love working on a piece for a month or longer, is that you can, over the whole month, that's why I'm like, with emotion, it's like the whole month of how you're feeling as you're working on that piece.
When the composition is right?
Yes, it's like a click.
And it's for you, it's personal. Each of us see it differently, but it's like almost like something goes through you like a lightning bolt.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I mean, the image that I choose to work with has already been edited in my brain a few times until I get to this place. What I'm curious about with you and the way you work is when you paint or when you create, is there something you feel like you are, I don't want to say searching for or after, but kind of those ideas?
No, it's really very, very present. I think that's one of the things I like about painting is I'm super present when I'm painting.
It's very immediate for you?
Yeah, but then I will start to see something form, and then, because it's almost like you're just it's like a feeling. You want to just feel like you're being authentic. You want to feel like you're connecting to something that's right-minded and not pretending to be something that is not, but that feels powerful. I've always liked that you can make things feel powerful through sound or they can have impact and certainly through visual things. Sometimes that's when I say get messy, that's kind of what I mean,
Yeah.
Because it's going to be messy when you do something different.
It is. I mean, yeah, it's not going to work out the way you would have thought it was going to work out, which is, I guess part of the lesson here.
Perhaps that, is the lesson, right? It is that you can't control the outcome because it's more strange to you or less familiar. So you have to practice letting go. And that's exactly what we need to do when we're stuck anyway. Do you find your eye gets will just stop focusing and you're like, hey, get back into focus? Because your mind drifts, your eye drifts.
Yes, that can happen too. But the interesting thing is it's the simple repetition of the shape. So you can your brain can almost switch off and go into another place, and it's just working on automatic.
But you still have to almost the equivalent in crochet would be counting stitches.
Yes.
You have to know where you are still.
No matter what mountain you get to, there's going to be another one.
And then it's like, well, can you learn to enjoy and also pursue the mountains as opposed to like having them land in front of you?
Oh, sure. Yes. And find yourself maybe, well, it's not so much ill-prepared, but kind of, I guess, mentally ill-prepared.
Yeah. Like where you actually seek out growth as part of your process. You know, like the uncomfortable part where you're like, I don't know if that's going to land. But you do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because you know, it's like there's something in that, taking that risk that's going to teach you something you need to know.
There most definitely is. Whether you are going to want that or not.
And that's why, like, I think if you make a discipline out of actively like pushing yourself in that way, like that muscle's gonna get very well developed and where it won't be like a thing that you shy from. You actually like see it as like, okay, I've got another period of growth I've got to rise to. Like life is not a point of like I get old and then like now I'm just supposed to like kind of go off and wither on the vine. No, like I'm continuously evolving. There's always new opportunity to learn something new about the self. I thought it was interesting what you said about spending time with the emotion of painting, like spending a month with one emotion. I thought that was really interesting.
Well, yeah, because in some ways it's like it's almost like if the painting is the right challenge for you or something, you have a wonderful wrestle with it.
Yeah.
And in that wrestle, because it's like geared towards what you could perhaps handle or take in, you could gain some information from that encounter.
Yeah, I think that's how I feel like we've always been able to talk about process in regard to painting, and then like when I've been building something like software, because it's the same thing. Like it's not emotion in the software, but like it is like in the wrestling with a problem, and like you know, it's like really, it's like live and breathe it when it's a good one.
Right. I mean, you're thinking about it throughout the day, throughout the night, in the morning, in the shower.
You're actually like problem solving in your sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see the composition that you like, do you have an emotion at that moment?
I can have an emotion of like pure joy.
Yeah. That
I'm looking at something that is like phenomenal.
It's like electric.
Yes, and when the light.
Yeah.
You know, you've seen what it's like down by Prout's Neck when the light. For me, that's where the emotion is where that composition has been orchestrated to that degree where it is like, you know, when you take all the air out of something and it shrinks down into small something, and then basically by painting it, you pack it all back
like
up.
A poem.
So yeah, the viewer then can unpack it.
That's how I feel like poems can be.
Yes, poems can be that way, and that one of the most wonderful thing I think about poems is that you can travel anywhere in the world with them.
Christian, yes. I'll write a poem right now, okay?
Okay.
All right, give me anything to start.
Snow Day.
Snow Day. 1994. Electrics on, but cables out. Snow Day. Tetris until noon. Try the telephone. Beep, beep, beep. Nobody's home. Power's out. Guess I'm alone. Snow Day. 1994. Walk halfway to Sammy's house. Boots half full of snow. Pastel puffer jacket. It's 1994, you know. Snow Day. Hey Sammy, what's up? Do you want to go hang out in the snow? Yeah, sure. All right. Cool. Snow Day. 1994. All right, that's it.
That was it, just like that.